Hello! That was a shocker to see how fast it was. Yep, this is Obsidian for the bruen.
Make every hit count.
I was messing around with like I was just looking for general TTK because the Gra is nice and all, but it's just not a fast killing gun. And then I was just looking at it, and here's a gun that basically is the bruen mixed with, or it's the Gra mixed with the M13 recoil, and it's like, wow, okay. The only downside is that it's slightly slower, an ADS speed. I'm completely okay with that. And so that is the setup, and that's why I went for this. So this is what it looks like Obsidian. No attachments. There's no variant that you can get without paying. So with that, I'm just gonna show you the Warzone setup that I found. That's the best. This is basically a mirrored version of the M13 recoil with, you know, all stacked up. So what it means by that is that it will shoot. So let me just show you the recoil pattern. So normally the M13 would be this, but to the right instead of going to the left. And this one's going to be even easier to control because it's a slower fire rate, so... yeah, that is basically a laser. And so this is the setup. I'm using the 3 times. That's just... times? I mean, any of the low, high zooms would work, so like the 3 times, don't use the integral. Integral is messed up for some reason. Anything lower than 3.5s, excluding the 4 times. For some reason the 4 times also does a 1 frame, so that's what I've been usually using 4 times, but every time I accidentally switch the toggles, so I'm just keeping it to 4 times because I don't want to switch the toggles. Since it's the LMG, you don't really need a barrel. And since the minimum damage does better than the secondary damage for the Gra, you're still doing more damage overall. So you got the Ranger foregrip, the 60 rounds, and then the tac laser. So you get that overall less magnitude, and you're just getting faster ADS speed because you don't really need 100 bullets. 60 is the most optimal. So yeah, you can straight up just laser people from across the map. Longest distance on this map. Right there. Yeah, pretty good. You could try out the... I haven't tried it in Warzone yet because I've been grinding Obsidian for it. So either the Ranger or the Commando. The Ranger just makes it look very similar just by pure recoil standards, for very similar to if you put Commando foregrip on the M13, and that's what it looks like. So since it shoots slower, it may actually be better with the Commando, but for now I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna test that out later. I'm gonna come out with an actual video showing if it's good or not. The best optimal that I find, because this is just based on non-gameplay, like just what I'm doing. Like I would just go into private match and just be like, yeah, that looks like a good recoil pattern, and so I'll just do that. Can't really tell because that target was already used. But like I said, I'll go more into depth to it to actually find out the best. So yeah, definitely the bruen is a really good gun. I remember some people were using it, and then people just stopped using it. I guess because people were using the long barrel thinking like it needs range, but it really doesn't. So the longest barrel, I think, decreases or increases the amount of time needed to ADS by 3 frames, and then the second one is 2 frames, which is pretty fucking slow, which really doesn't need it because it's an LMG. It does a lot of damage. So yeah. Go back to the standard one because that one looks better. And yeah, that's it.